Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're located on the east spawn, is it the west spawn? It's the west spawn of Airfield. And the name of the commander of this vehicle is UKSkaface. Now, mark of excellence on the barrel. We've seen his vehicle before, he's been in other replays. And you've seen the M44 report. It's based on the Walker Bulldog chassis, the M41, except there's no idler at the rear. There's that drive wheel at the rear. And that means, oh, that was a hell of a collision. SU-100. Yeah, there's no idler at the back, which actually means that because of that, the recoil is better transmitted to the ground. It actually helps distribute the recoil. Now, it's got a 155mm howitzer, which can fire once every 16.79 seconds. And that's without using premium consumables, because UKSkaface doesn't use Coca-Cola on this vehicle. But he does have a good crew. And he's got his first targets, and one of them's a T-34S, and his gun swivels around in the mount and is now on the T-34S. He's centered his arc in such a way so that he can get good hits on the enemy, and that's 146 hit points straight off. And another target's turned up. It's a BDR-G1, still going for the T-34 shielded though, only a second or so from shooting. Rams out. Oh, got him! 6 hit points, took him out of the game. I think he also splashed the BDR at the same time. Yes, he did, because he stunned him. Okay, almost reloaded. About to go for the BDR. Round out straight away. Got a hit on the BDR, 203 hit points. But unfortunately, we lost the T67 and the P43. Now, we've lost sight of that BDR because there's nobody spotting around that corner. There's a T-3485 on our team just around the corner, but he's actually, there he is, up on top of Temple Mount. I call it Temple Mount because of the columns. It looks like a Greek or Roman temple. Firing in at that AMX 1375. He's sitting around there watching the T-3485, who's firing at him, but he's not doing anything in return. Oh, now he is. Now he's come on live. He's firing back, but we're about to fire a 155mm round into him, and that wipes him out. 112 hit points, and we can see the BDR now, and he's got a partner. He's got a TOG too. Well, I call those juicy pinatas for us to hit, and we're about to hit the BDR. Round out. Oh, it was a bit, and he hit the rock face. It was a bit late, and when he adjusted fire, it hit the rock face, so he might have to relocate now because we've lost sight of the TOG too, and the BDR's just taken out our T-3485. And there's an enemy Hellcat coming down from the Temple Mount. Round out. Oh, it stunned him. It landed in the water. But now we've got a Hellcat who's likely to get into the cap area, so we're going to have to relocate. And he needs to do so as quickly as he can. Now, luckily, the M44 still has some of the attributes of the Walker Bulldog in that it can move fairly fast, but he was spotted there by the Hellcat, so enemy Arty is going to be after him, and he might have to shotgun this Hellcat. It's getting rather close. Okay, he's going to go up on top. A TOG 2 is coming up as well, and the Hellcat's getting fired on by our teammates over on the north side of the battlefield. Oh yes, what a shotgun there. Leans over the cliff edge and derps him. He's gone. Right, he was seen by the enemy Arty, I should think, so he's reloading and getting ready to hit some more enemy. There's the BDR, the one that he missed on that shot, but he wipes him out. 55 hit points, that's his 4th kill. Now, where is that TOG 2? Well, he's still in that dip. He hasn't come up onto the cap area yet. I think he's about to engage that MT-25. We're lining up a shot on some of the enemy. An IKV-90B. That's a Tier 7 Swedish tank destroyer. Dialing in. Rounds out. Oh, hits the rock face. That's unlucky. We can't hit the M4 because he's in defilade. He's in the shadow of that rock. So we can't hit him. The scores are even at the moment, 8 all. The M4's gone around the corner. We narrowly missed the chance to hit him. Well, that KV2's clinging to the rock face, and I think that may be because he's being hit by Arty. But we get a good hit there on the M4 for 237 hit points. And the KV2's waiting for him to move out of the shadow, and then he can whack him. The strong tank awaits you. Round out. Oh! M44 kill steal. KV2 didn't need to fire. Now, where is that IKV-90? Well, he was last seen next to that rock, but he's moved. He's now behind that rock. We can still splash him. We land the shell right next door to him. Round out. And we do splash him for 106 hit points. That'll teach him a lesson. And now he's being hit by somebody else. I think it might be the T-34 shielded. Oh, T-44 shielded didn't last very long, I'm afraid. The IKV-90 has got a rather powerful gun. He has received another hit though. Now we're one tank down in this battle. We're assuming that the IKV is still there. I think he's going to fire another round in blind. And the round goes in, hits the rock face again. And there's an M4A3 Easy 8. And he's getting rather close. Looks like he's going to go after the T-34 shielded up on the top of the cliff there. We fire a round in and splash him for 110. He's also trying to get at the MT-12. He's been taken out by the MT-25 rather. Or rather, no, it's the T-34 shielded got him. Now, where is that IKV-90B? Is he still behind that rock? That's the last time we saw him. It might be worth a shot just to find out. Is he still there? Is he still there? Go on. You know you want to. Well, there's nobody there to spot him at the moment. The shielded's moving out of his position. The MT-25's going up onto the cliffs instead. Onto that heights on the north area. And there he is. Yes, he was there, but he was around the corner. We're firing in to splash him. And we get 133 hit points of the splash. And he's killed immediately afterwards by the MT-25. So now we got one tank advantage. They got two tank destroyers and an Arty. And the tank destroyers are a Death Toaster and a Wolverine. Now, unfortunately, Death Toaster's quite powerful. And so's the Wolverine for that matter. And the Hummel, well, it's got a 15cm gun. We should have the advantage. We've got an MT-25 and the T-34S is a medium, but he's lost a lot of health. The T-71 appears to be static at the back of the map. Now, I think he's an AFK. I'm pretty sure he's been sitting there since the start of the battle. Yeah, I think he's an AFK. So effectively it is scores even. There's the Death Toaster. And he's just lining up to take a shot. I think he can see the T-25, the MT-25. Fire a round in. And no, we didn't hit him. Lining up another one. The greatest thing about the M44 is the fact that it can fire so quickly. He's holding back on firing. I think I would have tested another shot just in case. He's waiting until the MT-25 spots the Death Toaster. Or Panzer Selbstverflierte 4C. Okay. Well, we're looking for where the Hummel might be. We're unlikely to see any shots unless, of course, they can see our players. So he looks like he's going to try a few shots into the most likely places they might hide. I think I would be more tempted to actually go after the places that the Death Toaster might be hiding. The MT-25's gone up on top of that heights there. I'm pretty sure that Death Toaster's probably up on top of that cliff area now and looking from behind one of those bushes. So I start randomly hitting the bushes. Well, not randomly, but maybe checking them out one by one, and that might make the Death Toaster move. I think he's more likely to be at one of the bushes at the front. It'd make more sense for him to do that, because obviously he's got a much better field of view than from when he was hiding behind that rock. He's marked on the map where he's looking by pressing his T key. The MT25 is moving around the corner. Now this could be a problem if he gets around there and he gets one-shotted by the Death Toaster. We've already lost the T-34S. We don't want to lose the MT25 because that's our eyes. Remember, the T-71 is an AFK and he can't help us except act as a sentry for our own cap area. I'd be very tempted at this moment for the M44 to take the M44 and drive into the enemy territory myself straight for the cap and force the Death Toaster to come back to the cap, and then the MT25 can intercept him as he comes back. That would be the smartest move. Force the Death Toaster to move. Okay, UKSkaface is making his move. Not sure if he's going to go along the airstrip towards the Death Toaster though. He's just relocated to get a better angle on the Death Toaster if he's located. Now, something I've actually done in the past is I've actually located myself in one of those bushes right at the back there and waited for an enemy to come around the corner at full speed trying to find me, and I've ambushed him. So he's starting to drive by the bushes, which is what I suggested. It forces them out. They have to move or be hit, and they know it. If they stay where they are, they're going to get wiped out by an Arty round. He's got plenty of ammunition, so he can do it. But if that Death Toaster is in one of those bushes on that mount, we'll soon know, because the MT25's got really close. Well, he hasn't proxy spotted anything, so he's not in the bushes. So he's not in that area. Now, it could be that he'd be in those bushes at the back. He was just around this corner when last seen. Now he's moving up. He's going up onto the heights. If the Death Toaster's in the bushes at the back, he'll spot the MT25 as he pokes his head around the corner, and he might fire. He could also be in that corner, either behind that set of bushes or the one further up. Oh, and somebody's capping. It's a Death Toaster. He's capping. He's managed to sneak all his way back, and he's now in the cap area, and he's just wiped out, or wiping out the T-71, and that's given away his position. We fire around him. Oh, and it goes long. It goes over the top of the Death Toaster, who's now been wiped out the T-71, and he'll just go and hide now in the cap area because he knows that nobody's spotting him. If he's got any sense, he'll do that. Is he still there? No, he's not. He's moved. He has moved within the cap area. He did try to fox us by stopping, making us think he was still there, but he's moved off and found somewhere else to hide without knocking anything over. We fired around him, but no. So the MT25 is making his way back, but we'll only get the briefest spot before either the Death Toaster fires at the MT25 or the MT... Oh no, the MT25's been... He's crashed! He's crashed! Oh, now we're going to have to go in and do it ourselves. We're going to have to go in and shotgun. It's the only choice we've got. If you're Arty, you don't give up, you don't surrender. You go in and you do it yourself if you have to. If the tanks can't do it, I don't know how the MT25 managed to crash, but he did. He obviously went over a rock or something and managed to wipe himself out in the process. Oh dear. Well, this is going to be rather unfortunate. Death Toaster's got quite a fast reload. Unfortunately, ours is 16.79 seconds, and that could be an eternity when facing a tank destroyer. There's 13 seconds left on the clock. There's the Death Toaster. He's off to the left. He's to the left. He's to the left. Oh, and he gets one round into us. And we're now one shot for him. And he's coming in for the kill. We can drive through the building. And yes, we shotgun him. And now, oh, now can we get away in time before the enemy Arty fires? No. Unfortunately, the enemy capped out before we got the chance to kill him. And here's the end of battle result. It's a first class tanker for UKSkaface in the M44. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14 in that battle. And a top gun because he managed to get at least 6 kills. But sadly, the base was captured by the Death Toaster just before we killed him. And as a result, of course, they win the battle. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, 1,927 hit points. It was the highest score on his own team, but it wasn't the highest score overall. That went to the Tiger P. He picked up the high caliber with 2,500 hit points, and the Hummel on the enemy team managed 1,801. When it came to kills, it was UKSkaface who had the highest amount. He got 6 kills, and the Tiger P managed 5. And when it came to base XP, UKSkaface had 655, but the Tiger P managed 1,018, and their Hummel 872. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he fired 25 shots. He got 5 direct hits, 5 penetrations, 13 splash. Damage of 1,927 hit points, of which 1,481 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit from the Death Toaster. It was a penetration. And he damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did damage assistance of 57 hit points and stun assistance of 141 off 11 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 32,205 credits, and he got 5,507 credits for courageous resistance. That's for getting an epic medal, but in a losing team. And that equalises his score with that of the winning team. So his total came to 37,712, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he had 23,422 credits left over. He received 1 bond for the Top Gun and 982 XP overall for the battle, plus 592 for courageous resistance, giving him a total of 1,575 experience points overall. And he says at the end of this battle, "My back hurts." Well, you certainly had to carry your team for a long time in that battle, and it was unfortunate the MT25 crashed. If he hadn't crashed, I think you might have stood a chance of killing the Death Toaster, or rather the MT25 would probably have killed him, because I doubt you could have got an Arty round in, as he was hiding in cover behind that building. I suspect the Death Toaster knew where you were and was trying desperately to avoid an Arty shell hitting him. He probably knew where you were because you fired those rounds in when he was sighted after just killing the T-71. You probably did damage him then, and therefore he knew from which direction you'd be firing. Anyway, as it stood, it was a very good battle by the Death Toaster. He did manage to get the cap, and it's just unfortunate it ended the way it did. But a good fight all the same, and you did go in there to do your job, to try and win for your team, but sadly it was not enough in time. So good try all the same. Win 8 of 4439. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.